Hello everybody, let's talk about some of the best buys for those that are Valiant. Let's get into it. If you're a Valiant player, you'll more than likely have your own structure and idea of what you're going to grab, what you're going to get, what's going to be of benefit, and all those particular things. I've updated the spreadsheet now, which should have the Valiant best buys. There's some that I've targeted to talk about, which I think are going to be some of the better ones to choose. There's also going to be ones that I think a lot of people that are Valiant will feel pressured. And the same thing actually with Paragon, which we'll talk about the Paragon and Thronebreaker in another video. But effectively, if you're at the top end of this game, you'll likely know what deal you're getting for whatever reason. So this may just kind of like fall on deaf ears. But at least I want to give a bit of perspective to things. One of the big things that we know is that depreciation has happened. At the start of the year, a Tier 4 Alpha and rank 3 7-star materials cost a lot. To get them took a lot of effort, doing Necropolis and other events that popped up. And of course, Summer of Suffering or Winter of Woe. And then by the end of the year, which is now, they have devalued a lot. When we kind of looking at this, we could say that a Tier 4 Alpha might have been worth something in the region of let's say, 10,000 to 20,000 units. Now you can pick 3 up for the cost of 4,000. Of course, you've got to go in a little bit in order to grab them. So it's like 9,000 units, and then obviously you then divide it up into, it could say about 3,000 units per Tier 4 Alpha, if we're splitting hairs with how to dissect depreciation in Marvel Contest of Champions. So with that in mind, where are you going when it comes to your rank up and grabs? There's one deal which I absolutely love. This deal, I actually think I had it a moment ago, which is on. Yeah, it was the deal I had by chance. I think I clicked the one I wanted. This deal here, this one is one of my top picks to grab. It's one of my top picks to grab because trying to access certain things like a generic or I think it's a generic rank 3 7-star gem is just so difficult to come by, or it's just like complex for the sake of it. Deal wise, there's one here to get a 2 to 3 7-star rank up gem, which is here at 5,000. I don't think there's anything else that you can get a generic close to. And if we go to the market info right here, yeah, it's like the way that you get a generic is you have to go down like quite deep into like your territory here. At least with this situation here, you're spending 5k units to get to this particular section. Then you're spending 4,000 units to get the Tier 4 Alpha, the 6, which you don't actually need 6, you only need 5. If you go to your champion selection area right here, go to your rank 2 champion, like Werewolf by Night for me. You need 3 Tier 4 Alpha, and you need 5 of your Tier 6 class catalysts. Guess what? In that deal, you have 6. So, do you need 1 extra? No. But at least what you've done is you've given yourself a choice. If you're a Valiant player, you're quite capable. You probably have the Tier 6 basic required, you probably have the Tier 3 Alpha required, and you probably have the Tier 5 catalysts. Lo and behold, when you need 5 for it, it's actually rooted in said deal. So that is one of my top picks of deal to grab if you are grabbing something unit wise. I mean, personally, I'm not grabbing a thing. I'm saving my units for this is Cyber Weekend. You can tell I'm recording this late in the evening. I'm saving them for the banquet event, as I want to do a video surrounding that and going, well, how much can 21,000, 22,000, 24,000, depending on how many units I have, get you in the banquet event? So that's that. There's a few other things I think as a Valiant player you might be interested in. One of those being 7-star Awakening, 7-star Awakening gems. We'll go with that. The 7-star Awakening gem is a bit of a riddle wrapped in an enigma. I personally don't recommend it, but there is something within it that's quite interesting. If you are spending quite deep of 21,000 units to get to said deal, then you can make a decision about who you, from a Glorious Games perspective, awaken. You can't really, I don't like the fact that it's a generic. The generic aspect is a frustration. So, I didn't want to click that. Right here, right at the bottom. Oh my god, I'm just clicking things left, right, and center. Stop it. Here with this one. No, not this one. This one. So on a plus side, you get your 7-star signature stones, and then here you get your choice between getting the Awakening Gem for Glorious Games or the Chance. I don't like the Chance, hate it, right? But what you could do is you could just, for Provocateur and Secateur, if you go to your champions, you then filter by Saga, add tags, and then add my Saga champions there, confirm, switch to 7-star, boom. And have a look at some of these champions that you'd like to awaken. There's quite a lot there from a 7-star perspective that are really good. Mr. Sinister could be an option for people, especially if you're non-spending, to go and awaken. There could be other ones in here that you get that could be very effective. Like, not all of them are going to be at that level of, well, they need it, do they not need it? You might do Weapon X. Here's a thing. Here's a crazy out of thing. Spenders could spend to grab Weapon X from the web store, then use the Glorious Games crystal, Glorious Games Awakening Gem, and awaken said Weapon X. Same concept could be for several others as part of that particular. You could have 200 signatures of 7-star and getting them more kind of like sorted out for that. You could do Infamous Iron Man. You could do Enchantress and make her a bloody pain in the ass on lane 5 in the next bloody war season. Not that I'm bitter about that. I am. So there's kind of like various options available. I do like the idea of forming, and as I've mentioned here in the spreadsheet, is that there is options to at least, number one, get to form. You could form with the 14,000 tier 4 alpha. That's number one. Number two, you could use it as a top up. If you find deals, and this is something a lot of people have experienced where they're like, well, I only like certain ones, but that's only going to get me up to 4,000 units. I need an extra 1k. Well, what can I do in order to get there? Well, you could buy some of these deals, like the 400 ones, and buy that 3 times, like that, in order to kind of get yourself over the milestone threshold. Because remember, you need to get over the milestone threshold to have 10k, 15k, 5k, whatever it is. Or you go with another one. You could be like, okay, well, I'll maybe grab this one. No, I'm not a personal fan of that. But what I'm saying is, like, because it's so little on unit cost, you can at least allow that to take you over, bridge the gap with going over to the other side. Other than that, and here's the real kind of like tea with this. There's not a huge amount of offer for stuff that is for the top end of players that are Valiant. They feel largely disappointed with the extent of value. A lot of them have a lot of rank 3 7-stars. I mean, I'm Valiant. I don't spend. I'm fine with these deals. I think they're good. I do. I think they're good. They're better than the July 4th deals, but they're not tier 7 basics. They're not materials that are going to see further advancement. The Awakening Gem is too expensive. So there are some things that do pee some people off. I get it. I see it. Don't worry. Will Command get it sorted? I don't know. And from a spending perspective, there are some cool things on offer. If you are putting a bit of money into the game, then at least grabbing an opportunity to rank 3 a 7-star, at least that's something. You know, there's something there for you. There's a Nexus there. That's nice enough. And some of the lower deals as well. Titan Crystal Shards seem to be very difficult to get. I don't know why things like the tier 3 alphas and tier 6 basics are sandwiched in for Valiant players into here. There's some questionable things. I wouldn't buy that. It's just that larger All Father's Odin Vault could be of interest. Other than that, there's nothing really that stands out to me personally that I go, okay, that's good. Of course, to further invest down the line with the market points, yeah, that's kind of locks you into a process, and I would say buying through the web store will give you more value. But when it comes to best buys, like you're going down, like if you're a spender as well, yes, you can spend a little bit less and get yourself a 7-star Awakening Nexus right there. But again, you're $600 deep into spending, and you have to make a decision of, do I want to kind of part with a lot more money? Yeah, by that time, you've probably got yourself a Craven Awakened. Nice. Okay, you've picked up some other stuff down the way. Nice. $350 spent. You do get 2 to 3 generic 7-star gem. Again, nice. But that's just excessive. It becomes excessive spending. It doesn't feel like a bargain or a discount. It feels like you're chasing something. You know when a gambler chases their loss? It's kind of like that. So each to their own. As I've said, there's a few things there that pique my interest and things I would recommend. I've put that in a spreadsheet and a little justification around why I think they can be quite good. Other than that, if you're going for RNG, look, go for it. But one thing that I did point out right here is that if you go for something like this deal, which is okay, you can pick up 10 7-star signature stones for free from various events over the course of playing in game if you're a Valiant player, and over the course of 20 days you can pick up a 7-star 15,000 7-star shards just by doing the Super Daily event. Just saying. Anyway, hope this helps, and thanks very much for watching. Check out some other content located on screen. Have a lovely weekend, and I'll see you all in the next one, and yeah, cheers and goodbye.